Hey guys, it's Scott from NewTruckDrivers.com. Welcome out to our first video here today. So what we're going to talk about is your hours of service. Since you're a professional driver, you will be living by your clocks. We've got a couple of clocks we're going to talk about: our 8-hour, our 14-hour, our 11-hour, and our 70-hour. So everything has to do with those. Once you get a good understanding of your clocks, you learn how to manage your clocks and work them right. That is how you will start to make some money. So we're going to dig right in. Alright guys, so here's a worksheet we're going to be working with to help you run your clocks. We're going to go through, it's 3 days worth of them. It is in military time. If you don't know how to tell military time, it is time to learn. So that is our basic form, and we're going to start with our first clock. All right, so now we got set and ready. We're going to get our day started. Our first rule that we're going to talk about is our 14-hour rule. The rule says you can only work 14 consecutive hours in a day. Once you start your day, that 14-hour clock starts. It does not stop. So make sure you manage your time wisely. In this example, we're going to start our clock at 6 a.m. We're going to count out 14 hours. It's going to be 8 p.m. I know I got the line in the wrong place there, but we're going to take it out and get that fixed pretty soon. So that is your 14-hour clock. All right, the next clock we're going to talk about is our 11-hour clock. Our 11-hour rule says that we are only allowed to drive 11 hours a day. That's not just on duty and everything else. That is just driving. So you're allowed to drive up to 11 hours in a day. Next clock we're going to talk about is our 8-hour clock. Basically, the 8-hour clock, it starts when you start your day. So we're going to start at 6 a.m. So that means before 2 o'clock in the afternoon, we have to take a 30-minute break. That's what gives us our hours back and our drive time back to make our 11 hours. So just remember, 8-hour clock starts. You got to take your 30-minute break off duty during that first 8 hours. All right, so we're going to put this to use here. We're going to do an example using our clocks, putting it together. So in our example, I'm just going to drop down to the second day on there just to save space and time. So we're going to start our day 6 a.m. So we're going to draw our line down, start at 6 a.m. First thing we're going to do is go on duty. We got to go on duty, do our pre-trip. That should take about between 15 and 30 minutes or so. But we're going to go ahead and count out our 14 hours to 8 p.m. or 2000. So we know when our day starts. We know when we have to be finished. We have to be finished no later than 8 p.m. Alright, so now after we get a pre-trip finished off, we're going to start our drive time. We're going to go ahead and drive for 3 hours. So from 6:30 to 9:30 is where we're going to make our line. So the first 3 hours of driving. Alright, so after we drive for a couple hours, we need some fuel. So we're going to pull over, we're going to get some fuel. Make sure when you fuel up, you always fuel on duty. So 30 minutes we estimate to get fuel. Once you do that, while we're here, let's go ahead and take our lunch break. So go ahead, log off duty, take your lunch break. Again, 30 minutes off duty. So that's what's going to open up our 11-hour clock. All right, here we go. We finished up our fuel, finished up our lunch. It's time to get to our final destination. We're about 4 hours away, so we're going to hit the road. It's about 200 miles. We're going to get there. It's going to put us there about 1500. That's 3 o'clock. Once we get there, we need to make sure we go on duty. So you go on duty, you check in with your guard. If it's drop and hook or live unload, your times might vary. I just put in 30 minutes. You'll kind of figure it out as you get a little bit along with it. So now let's just take a look at our clocks and see where we're at. We know we started at 6 a.m. this morning, which means we need to be done by 8 o'clock tonight. That's our 14-hour clock. All right, so our next time available right now, we have today at 3:30 or 15:30 is when we can get our next assignment. And on our 11-hour rule, we have 4 hours left. So we drove for 7, we have 11, so 11 minus 7, that's going to leave us with 4 hours left. Our 14-hour rule is going to be the difference we have left to the end of the day. So right now we are done at 15:30. So we have about 4.5 hours left on our 14-hour clock. Our 70-hour clock, we just started this week today with a fresh set of hours. So add up everything that we've done today, subtract it from 70, leaves us at 61.5 hours. Guys, thanks so much for watching. Check us out, newtruckdrivers.com. Like, share, be safe, and we'll catch you later.